Hey there babes, it's Cece here again and welcome back to my channel for yet another video. I have a super exciting challenge to share with you guys today that I've been thinking about for the past month since I started it. And this challenge, I kid you not, has really made me fall back in love with playing The Sims 4 and getting into the storytelling mode, which if you're new here, that is kind of my thing. I'm all about small details. I'm all about realism, adding story detail, just making The Sims feel a little bit more intentional and thoughtful and having a more rich story behind them besides just what we get in the gameplay, because let's be honest, there's not always much to play with. Today's video, you might have noticed from the intro, we're dealing with kind of an interesting sim and we're in kind of an interesting room, right? This is not your average basement, one would say. And my sim here today, her name is allegedly Naomi Holloway. She does some shady stuff for her work. Let's just put it like that. But as far as the residents of Oasis Springs are concerned, she is a city master planner in the civic planner branch. She's here to help make this town a better place. She's working on development. She's rubbing elbows with some of the influential people here. When in reality, she has a mission. But before I get into that, before I get into Naomi Holloway's story and gameplay, I wanted to tell you about this challenge, which I found a month ago. I think the creator released it a month ago. And it's called the Sims 4 Assassin Challenge by Ligaya Trait here on YouTube. And she launched her series a month ago with her first episode as she was explaining the challenge she came up with. And when I tell you I fell in love, it was so cool. It's just so different and so not like how I normally play my game. And it was so fun. And so I was like, cool, I want to try it. I was in a little bit of a gameplay slump. I was taking a break from my Pleasant View save. I wasn't really vibing with my legacy. And so I was like, let me try something new. So I did. And I fell in love with this challenge. It's been so fun. It has really renewed my creative spark in this game. And the storytelling's been so fun. And truly, I had a blast when I started this save. I haven't had a while to play it. So I'm excited to get back to it. And I just wanted to play a bit with you guys today and kind of show you what I've been up to. And just 10 out of 10 recommend that all of you guys do this challenge. Definitely go to Ligaya Trait's YouTube channel to watch her series. She has the rules linked as well in her first video for the series, which I believe she also shared on Tumblr. If you're active over there, you could probably find it. I will also drop everything in the link below with all my resources to help you guys out so you don't have to go running around the internet to find stuff. But with all that out of the way, let's get into this. Okay, so part of the challenge is every mission you get, you have a new directive. You have a new goal. The first goal, or your first target, I guess, is Nancy Landgrab. And the backstory is actually really, really interesting. Here, let me find it. I know I wrote it down on one of these. Yes, so the aim of this challenge is you are actually created to be a spy or an assassin by someone called the Teacher. And this is our teacher. She's very nondescript. We don't, talk to her often. We're not supposed to be friends. We are simply business colleagues. She gives up our missions and we do the missions and then we get paid. And so this was the note she wrote to us, and see, it even says by the teacher there at the top. So we're supposed to pose as a civil designer to get close to the target and befriend her son to convince him the error of her ways. We're supposed to keep a garden, a yoga practice, and host dinners and art parties to keep our cover. Our identity is Naomi Holloway, an intelligent, shallow social climber. And so our target is Nancy Landgrab for this first mission. And the backstory, which Ligaya Trait did an amazing job with, seriously, the challenge was so creative too. Shout out to her. This has been so fun. I'm so impressed that she came up with this. But the backstory is that Nancy Landgrab has been involved with some shady business dealings with buying up real estate in Oasis Springs. And we're supposed to take her out. I know this is so unhinged, but see, it's so fun. That's why I love it. As well as I believe we're supposed to befriend her son, Malcolm, and like get him to like be one of the good guys basically and not make the same mistakes as his parents. So that's our mission. But as I started playing this challenge, I had so much fun. Like I made this little like wall, which she did recommend in the rules if you wanted to, but I like went all out with it. Like I got so into this. I'll read you through my little notes that I've taken so far. But this mod, the way I actually did this is with Ravishing's Photo Studio mod. And it's this little, don't mind that, guys, casual. It is this little flash drive, and you can basically, I don't have any photos in my inventory right now, but basically whenever you have one, you can use this to create these little like taped up images, which has been super fun to create my little crime wall. And these little notes are from also Ravishing's mod, the Personal Memory Keeper notebook. And I actually had no idea that you could take them out, but like right now, so this was the very first entry. This is all we know about our lives because again, Naomi Holloway, quote unquote, woke up one day and was given this mission. She was designed and built to be an assassin, so that's all she knows. And so this is all she has of her previous life from when she woke up from where the teacher was keeping her. And in a minute here, I'll go show you that lot as well because I had a lot of fun building it. But this is the note from the teacher, and let me see if I can put it on the wall to show you guys because that's what I was circling back to my point. I didn't know that you could take your journal entries out and like put them, well, that's not a journal entry, that's a photo. But these little notes came from my journal entries, so that's been really fun. But this is a photo of where Naomi Holloway, quote unquote, was designed. And as you can see, the note is titled Experiment 723. And the teacher wrote, "The experiment is going well. Today we will activate Agent 723 to test the program's efficacy." So that is kind of the birth of Naomi Holloway, otherwise known as Agent 723. So that is all she has in her journal. And as far as our evidence that we've collected so far, because I've played this save for quite a while, I've had like probably a week's worth of gameplay already. I've had far too much fun with this. Well, this is all of our evidence over here. And so actually, I've been yapping a lot. Let me go and show you our cover story, and then we'll get back into these details. So here is our home in the beautiful, sunny Oasis Springs, and we are neighbors with none other than our target, the land grabs. Yes, they live right over here. This is our beautiful house. I will drop it in the link below where I got it. I did get it off the gallery. I did not build it. I just built the spy room and decorated the inside. But if you guys would like to grab it for yourself, again, I'll have that linked in the description below. But we have a very nondescript house. It doesn't stand out a bunch. It very much fits with the vibe and the aesthetic of the upper echelon of Oasis Springs. It's very like desert minimalist, like kind of simple and clean vibes. We have our little entryway. We have our living room with, again, expensive looking modern art. Our questionable bookcase that maybe doesn't lead anywhere else except for knowledge? Question mark? We have a yoga room over here and our kitchen. And I intentionally designed this house to look very, sterile. Because it's like, this is how bougie rich people live. But also, if you're a test experiment without a real life, this is also how you would live. So, who can tell? And then upstairs, we just have her bedroom and her bathroom. She has a sauna and some storage room that we have blocked off so the outside world doesn't know that, we're not fully living our lives here. And we have, of course, our trusty yoga mat here on the front porch so everyone can see us doing yoga every morning, being very normal, very part of the community, no red flags here. And then, of course, in the basement, that little secret. And then her backyard. which, as you can see, is part of her cover story. She keeps a luscious, beautiful garden, which she uses to host dinner parties. And she has these art easels so she can have her lady friends over to have wine and paint nights. We have our little wine tray here, and we actually just had one last night. And so someone left this painting behind. So thank you for that. That's very cool. We can sell that. And a beautiful pool. So her home is very beautiful, does not have a lot of personality though, but thankfully everyone in Oasis Springs is so rich and shallow, they don't even think to question it because they just look at her house and they're like, oh, she's got money. We don't really care about anything else, right? So let's get on to our mission and what our Naomi Holloway has been up to since she has been assigned this target. So, of course, this is none other than Nancy Landgrab, and our secondary target is her son, Malcolm, which we're not targeting him in the, like, unaliving sort of way. We are targeting him as a friend to try and sway him to do the right thing. And let's see, over here are my surveillance photos I took of the house. I did do a break-in using the For Rent break-in system, and I have this photo from the outside. I snuck into their office, but she didn't find any suspicious files because she has to look for evidence before she carries out her mission, of course. And yeah, really the house was pretty clean and there was nothing too suspicious, which was in itself kind of suspicious, right? And let's see this note. I think it starts over here. Okay, so this is where I got very into the storytelling, you guys. Like, again, this is me playing by myself. Like, I wasn't doing this to record. I wasn't doing this to share. I was truly just having the time of my life. Like playing CSI in my brain. I don't know. It was very fun. Or I guess not CSI because I'm the criminal here. Although Nancy is a criminal too. Let's be real. But I started seeing Nancy and Jeffrey around town. And so first I saw Nancy out with Katrina Caliente. And I, quote unquote, ran into Katrina Caliente when I visited the spot. And I found out that she's an entertainer at the Limelight Club. And of course, I was like, what is bougie, snobby Nancy Landgrab doing talking to basically a bartender? Like, why are they meeting up? What does Nancy want from her? That's very suspicious. And then I also saw Jeffrey out with a strange woman. I did not know who she was, but it was just the two of them. It seemed oddly intimate. Question marks. And then I later found, guys, I'm not even kidding. Like, this is literally me playing Super Sleuth in The Sims. Like, I'm not even exaggerating. This was genuinely what my brain was doing. I later saw that same sim at the park and I met her, and her name is Amira Barrett. This is the woman Jeffrey was on a date with. And when I asked her, do you know Jeffrey Landgrab? She said she didn't know him. I'm not making that up. Like, the game? Fishy, okay? She's also married with a baby on the way and works at a tech startup, which that could be important. I don't know. And here is a photo of me kind of doing my cover story with the wine and paint night. I started a club with Nancy Landgrab and some of her friends from her like social climbers social circle and invite them over. I'll show you that club. So I called it Wine and Paint, and we have Nancy, of course. We have Dolores Hinson, who works at Dewey Cheatham in Howe Incorporated, and also Clarissa Holmberg, and she's a B-list actress. So they're all very well-to-do, kind of snobby, and we drink ranch nectar and we paint and spill the tea, of course. Not the wine. The wine's expensive. We only spill the tea. And so this was, okay, yes. So this is me trying to pin together, why is Nancy and Katrina getting involved? Is the club maybe her next target? Is maybe Katrina trying to work behind the scenes on the club to help Nancy acquire this club to then gentrify it? Which, this is my like, sorry to the Landgrabs. This is my headcanon. If you watched my I rebuilt Newcrest into Pleasant View video, you know what I've done to tarnish the Landgrab name. They're evil gentrifiers. I'm sorry. It's just how it's got to be. Maybe we'll do redemption story. I don't know. And also, to be clear, this is not in the same save file as my New Crest Pleasant View save. So totally different Sims, but obviously the land grabs carry over, even though they're not in the same file. And another thing is Nancy does work or is associated with criminals, and Jeffrey also kind of has a suspicious career. So they're both just very sketchy people. And so I started inviting people over for dinner parties, and I invited Katrina to be the bartender at my dinner party. And so weird, Jeffrey went over to sit in my little chair by my sketchy bookshelf and had a side conversation with Katrina, even though him and Nancy pretended not to know her. Hello? I can't make this up. My game? Fishy. Okay? Fishy. I need to get to the bottom of this. And then this one, yes. So this is just, documenting the fact that I had everyone over for a dinner party. That's Malcolm there in the back. And if you can see, oh no, my beautiful spread of food and drinks. I'm pretty sure Jeffrey just ate like all the cookies and didn't touch anything else. It's fine, whatever. And then this note is, oh yes. So this is another interesting, and again, this is just the game doing stuff that I'm like, this is too funny. So Nancy came up to Naomi and was asking her to help pass the Juiced Community NAP. Who might that benefit? Katrina the bartender? The pregnant bartender, might I add. Whose baby is that? Is that Don Lothario's? I don't know. I can't get into that right now. But there's some like you scratched my back, I scratch yours going on. I don't know. We're still getting to the bottom of this mystery. We're still collecting clues as we go. And I'm really excited to figure out why Nancy is doing this, what she's up to, and how Katrina's involved. And my theory with the other woman, I think Jeffrey is just having an affair. I don't think he's involved with Nancy's life of crime. I don't think he's a very trustworthy guy, but I think he's just kind of along for the ride. I think Nancy is the true criminal mastermind here. And so today, I just wanted to take you on a day in the life of my assassin, spy, double agent, Naomi Holloway, as we track down our target, Nancy Landgrab. To enjoy this nice, hot, sunny Saturday, we decided to come to the Oasis Springs pool, and we ran into none other than Jeffrey Landgrab. So we're going to chat with Jeffrey and just keep up our charade. Keep up the charade that we're totally normal. We're friends with his wife, nothing to be, oh, he did not like something we just did. Interesting. Well, okay, if this is going south, let's go ahead and get out of this conversation. Let's run to the bathroom, just excuse ourselves really quick, because we don't want to risk anything going sour. Really, we need to figure out more about what Nancy is up to before we can feel confident in doing what we came here to do, completing our mission. And I know it has something to do with Katrina Caliente. I know they are in cahoots somehow because Katrina was having a secret meeting with Nancy. Katrina works as an entertainer at the Limelight Lounge and also as a bartender. And Nancy's also trying to get the Juiced Up Community NAP passed. So they're definitely in cahoots with each other. I just need to figure out why. And is that Katrina now? I see red hair. Yes, it is. Perfect. Okay. So let's go talk to Katrina. We'll compliment her outfit. We'll run over there really quick. Get out of the hot tub, girl. You're working. But so I'm just trying to figure out what exactly Nancy and Katrina are up to together before we go through with the thing we're supposed to be doing. Because we don't want to take out the wrong person. Put it nicely. So let's have some conversations with Katrina and let's just see and let's ask her actually about Nancy. Because what I'm thinking is that, oh, and there is Nancy, speak of the devil. Oh, she saw us talking to Katrina and she left. Look, look, Nancy's on cool sim. I like her. Okay. But no, stuff like that, how Nancy just like appeared and like glitched out. This is the kind of stuff that I'm like, oh my God, it's a story. Where are you going, girl? Let's discuss interests with Katrina and just get to know her a little bit more. Let's share photos with her, like of our fake life that we're trying to present. And really, I think what is going on here is Nancy is trying to buy the lounge from Katrina, but being that that's Katrina's place, or maybe not from Katrina. Katrina doesn't own it currently, but being that, oh, and there's Malcolm. Okay, we need to become friends with him, but we'll let him. He's scouting right now. We won't get in his way. Oh, look, he's trying to talk to us though. But I think Nancy is trying to buy the lounge that Katrina works at. She works at the Limelight Lounge as an entertainer. And I think to make it worth Katrina's time, she is going to offer her maybe her own bar somewhere else, like maybe whatever Nancy's planning to do with this new lot, she's going to let Katrina in on it so she can open up her bar there and get a cut of the money. I don't know, because otherwise I can't figure out why they would be in cahoots. Also, why is Malcolm like eavesdropping? That was weird. Okay, Katrina's leaving. Frankly, she's not really giving us anything. And I feel like no one at this point is going to give us anything more than we already have. And we have seen enough evidence that we can trust that we are on the right track. We are back at Naomi's house and we are all set up for our wine and paint night. I had her go ahead and make a veggie board as well as a gourmet cheese board to serve the ladies. And we got all of our easels cleared so that way people can paint on them. And we actually need to buy one more because Naomi has a little plan to invite an unexpected visitor. So we're going to go into her wine and paint club. And currently, the requirement is you must have moderate financial status, $10,000 to $500,000. We're going to go ahead and take that off. At first, we were trying to target Nancy and her fancy friends, but we are going to bring in an outsider that they're maybe not as used to having. And there she is, Katrina Caliente. We are inviting her to our wine and paint night. And nobody else knows that Naomi is doing this. She's going to pass it off as like, hey, I met this friend in town, Katrina. I thought you guys might enjoy her. She was really nice. And I thought I'd bring her into the fold of our wine and paint nights. I thought she'd be a great addition. And we're going to see how Katrina and Nancy react to being in the same environment. Let's go ahead and serve up drinks, serve up wine. It's a nice and hot day, so I think we're going to enjoy some Chardonnay. And you know what? Actually, we are going to serve this one, Montepulciano, because look at that price tag. Naomi is definitely trying to show off. Okay, so we're starting our gathering. So the first guests are starting to arrive, and usually they come back here like right away. And let's do sit together though, just in case. And we can go ahead and, yep, our doorbell has detected Dolores. She's coming on in. This is the smart doorbell that I showed off in my favorite functional CC video the other day. It lets you know when people are at your house. So that way you can be like across the lot. But as people are coming over, you know, which is pretty cool. And it is functional too. Like you can wave at the camera and stuff. Oh, there's Katrina. Look at her strutting in. So that actually was perfect too, because everyone else, our regulars, were here first and Katrina comes strutting in. And so we're going to come to Nancy and we're going to talk up Katrina and be like, she's new. I thought she'd make a great addition. Come back to your painting later. And where is Nancy going? Why is she in my house? Leaving my house, in fact. Where is she going? Is she leaving? That is weird. She left. Okay. I cannot make that up. Like, as soon as Katrina showed up, suddenly Nancy had to run for it. Guys. Do you see what I mean? Like, this challenge creates the funniest storytelling opportunities. Like, that's so weird. Also, can we just admire this for a second? This is beautiful. That was really strange. I'm like not over it. The fact that Nancy and like Sims don't really leave club gatherings unless you disband the club. Like, club gatherings are the one way to like get a Sim to skip work even. Oh, and look who's this is getting sketchy, guys. Now Jeffrey's coming over. Look, he rang the doorbell. And, you know, Naomi's getting these notifications on her phone from her smart doorbell. I kind of want to pretend like I can't hear him, because I don't think I'm ready for this. Yeah, we're just going to keep acting like everything is normal, because that is super fishy. I invite Katrina to our club and Nancy hightails it out of there like right away. We're going to go ahead and grab a drink. Oh my goodness. That was really funny. And like, okay, obviously I'm stretching it to create my own storylines. But it like worked really well. That was really funny. Let's have some conversations with the women. Just, again, keeping things nice and normal. I still need to figure out what to make of Nancy leaving as soon as she saw Katrina. And then Jeffrey immediately coming over. And he's just standing at the door. We might have to go through with our mission sooner than later, because I think they're starting to get suspicious. I think they're starting to be on to Naomi. It's starting to be a little too convenient how much she knows people and the people she's bringing together, and inviting Katrina, I think, is kind of the deal breaker. I'm going to let these ladies finish up their night, and we will catch up with Naomi when they're gone. All right, guys, we are back down in Naomi's secret basement. Our wine and paint night ended. I believe some of the ladies are still making their exits. And oh my gosh, we have so much to download from today, because I really think we're starting to get to the end of Naomi's first mission. What I'm going to have Naomi do is we're going to create an entry. And what should we're going to do this. Naomi is going to write her details about what happened today between Target, Nancy Landgrab, and KC, Katrina Caliente. And I'll check back with you when she's done with that. Sad news, guys. I did lose the end of my footage of what I was recording. So I'm trying to jump in here and fill in the gaps for you guys and not leave you hanging. So Naomi here went ahead and filled out her evidence piece for today for her mission, and she hung it on her evidence wall. And I'll read it to you. It says surveillance, Target and KC. Target being Nancy Landgrab and KC being Katrina Caliente. And it says spotted KC at pool, stopped to chat. Although ML, Malcolm Landgrab, lingered oddly close in earshot of conversation. Hosted wine and paint night, secretly inviting KC. Target showed up like normal. When KC arrived, Target made a quick exit, citing family emergency. An hour later, GL, Jeffrey Landgrab, showed up at front door. Target's family is growing suspicious. So that is where we're going to leave today's mission off. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. If you'd like to see some more updates as I play this save file, definitely let me know. I don't play it super often, just kind of when the mood strikes and I'm like needing that extra pizzazz of a story and a little bit silly gameplay. Putting my little CSI hat on. And I did have footage of showing off the teacher's house, but I did lose it. So we can go over that another time if you guys enjoyed this and want to see more of Agent 723 or whatever her name is, Naomi. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this. Definitely go check out Lagaya Trait on YouTube. I will have her at the link below, as well as the other resources I mentioned, so you guys don't have to go running around the internet to find everything. Just check that link in the description box below. And give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Definitely subscribe if you would like to hang around and see more content. And I highly, highly, highly recommend Lagaya Trait's Assassin Challenge series that she's doing on her channel right now. It has been so fun to watch. And I'm so grateful that people make such creative challenges in this community that really keep me entertained and on my toes. But let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. And with that, me and Agent 723 here, we'll see you guys next time. Bye, y'all.